Hey YouTubers, this is Killing86, aka Raymond. Welcome to another Oscar countdown. As you guys know, we are 4 days away until the actual Oscars, and I can't wait to see this. I can't wait. But hey, let's talk about one of the Oscars' best moments. As you can tell by the name, Christopher Reeve. I'm sure you guys know who he is. Christopher Reeve was Superman. He played him 4 times. Two was the best, and the last three were okay, but the fourth one was terrible. I mean, like, what kind of a bad guy says, if you don't tell me where the girl is, I will hurt people? People. Funny thing, but Christopher Reeve was a great actor. He's done a lot of great films. There were some that were great, but some that were terrible, like when they did Village of the Damned, which was a cult classic back then, was because there was these kids who were very highly intelligent, but they had psychic powers. They were able to control people's minds. Same thing on this same movie right here with Christopher Reeve and Kirstie Alley. But the one that made it really hard was how he was paralyzed from the neck down. In 1995, he was doing a competition. He was riding a horse, but he got bucked off. He fell on his spine, and the left and his right vertebrae on the spine was shattered. So he was paralyzed from the neck down. He was in a wheelchair. He did not know what to do. He didn't know how he was going to do this. But he was brave enough. He was able to go through it. He was able to learn how to be in a wheelchair, learn how to control his breathing, because he can't control his breathing anymore. So he had to use a breathing machine, but he took it and he fought head on. But you want to know about why is he the best moment in Oscars history? Well, I'm going to tell you. In 1996, when the Oscars started from the past of 1995 films, when they hear the name, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Reeve, he was on the stage in a wheelchair. Everybody stood up. Everybody stood up for him. He had received the longest standing ovation in the history of the Oscars. And I don't think anybody had ever stood up and gave a round of applause for anybody like that. But we see a lot of movie stars like Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, Winona Ryder, and also Gwyneth Paltrow. Everyone was crying, and even Jim Carrey was clapping and everything. And the first thing that he said was, what you probably don't know is that I left New York last September, and I just arrived here this morning. But I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't miss this kind of welcome for the world. Thank you. Now, the speech was amazing. You guys could I'll leave the link below, because the speech was great. But I'm going to, somebody once told me that imitation is a sign of flattery. And I'm going to go do exactly what Christopher Reeve said. He said, when I was a kid, my friends and I usually go to the movies just for fun. But then we saw Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, started us thinking about the madness of nuclear destruction. Stanley Kramer's Defiant Ones taught us about race relations. And as you can see, motion pictures, movies have courageously put social issues ahead of box office success. So when you see movies like Platoon and Philadelphia and Lorenzo Zoyo, you can see about the power of film they've given. Well, guys, Platoon, you've seen how people fought in wars. In Philadelphia, Tom Hanks plays a gay guy who was diagnosed with AIDS, and he was dying. And he was suing the company because they fired him because he was gay. And Denzel Washington played the lawyer. And that's when Tom Hanks won his first Oscar. And Lorenzo Zoyo this is when a white family was taking care of some black kids and making them feel better. And then that's where race relations starts. But as he was going along that, how he was talking about how those movies were able to deal with social issues. They say they've enlightened us, they've challenged us, and they've given us the opportunity to learn. But from then on, he said movies need to do more. Let's continue the risks. Let's tackle the issues. In many ways, our film community can do it better than anyone else. There is no challenge, no artistic or otherwise, that we can't meet. Needless to say, yeah, he received another standing ovation right there after that great speech. That's the thing. He was teaching us that when you see movies that make an impact in the social life, you can learn from it. But Christopher Reeve, he overcome everything. He learned to deal with him being paralyzed from the neck down. He took the challenge, and he was strong enough to see it through. But he is Superman. He was really Superman. Everybody can see him like that. Now we've seen Brendan Roth, Henry Cavill play Superman, but there's only one Superman, and that is Christopher Reeve. He was able to endure everything that life has given him and dealt him. He was brave enough to overcome it. But besides the Oscars, he also came back to TV for one reason only: to be a special appearance in Smallville. I'm sure you guys, I've seen the show. I actually watched that specific episode where I found out that Kal-El was learning the secrets of who he is and where he came from, and who would tell him better than a Kryptonian philosopher played by Christopher Reeve. He was looking. He said, "Hello, Clark. I've been expecting you." But it was so sad knowing the fact that he was there. He was talking to a kid who's going to grow up to be Superman, which, as you guys know, he played Superman. But it's just the ending that he gave was so inspirational. He said, "But why me? What do I have to do? What do I do?" He looked at him and said, "You're not going to find the answers by looking in the stars. This is something you have to look inside yourself, Kal-El. You must write your own destiny." That's what he told us. He said, "You're not going to find the answers by looking out there in the stars. You have to find the answers inside yourself and find out who you really are." And sadly, guys, in 2004, that was my senior year, he passed away. But you know, guys, it was hard. And the Oscars, we've seen him fly. He was a Superman who was just flying into the galaxy. But as you can see that he was an angel just flying away, saying, "Bye, guys." It was sad, but Christopher Reeve, I would say that this was the number one best moment in Oscars history was when Christopher Reeve came on stage, was able to give a great speech, and he received the best standing ovation that no one has ever deserved more. He deserved it more than anybody else on that stage, whoever we've seen all through the years. I'm sure there was a lot more better ones, but I would say, in my opinion, this was the better one. Alright, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you agree with me on some of this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction, more gameplay. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed this. 4 days, guys, and the Oscars will start, and I can't wait to watch it. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget, stay positive.